You know that feeling, right? That constant low-level hum of anxiety. The sense that time's just slipping away. No matter what you do, you just can't keep up.
Oh,
I
absolutely.
just don't have enough time. It's like the mantra of modern life, isn't it?
It really is. Calendars packed, emails overflowing.
Exactly. And distractions, well, they're everywhere, pulling you left and right. It often feels like we're living in, I don't know, a time famine.
Hmm.
But what if that feeling, that scarcity, what if it's actually, well, kind of an illusion? What if the real issue isn't the amount of time, but how we think about it, how we use the time we actually have?
That's a fascinating angle.
So today we're doing a deep dive into maybe an unexpected place for answers. Arnold Bennett's classic from the early 20th century, How to Live on 24 Hours a Day.
A real gem, surprisingly relevant.
It is. Our mission here is to dig into the timeless ideas Bennett shared, to help you think about time not just as, something to manage on your calendar, but as life itself. So maybe the question is, what if the time's already there?
Yeah, it's actually pretty amazing, isn't it? A book from over 100 years ago, way before smartphones, the internet.
Right. No constant notifications back then.
None of that. And yet it speaks so directly to how overwhelmed we often feel today. Bennett just cuts through all the noise, with this simplicity that makes you face some uncomfortable truths about your choices.
Yeah, it's less about tips and tricks and more about a whole perspective shift, isn't it?
Exactly, a fundamental shift.
Okay, so Bennett kicks things off with this truth that's so incredibly simple, so obvious, we almost completely miss its power.
Mm-hmm. The foundation.
He just stays flat out.
Yeah.
Every single person, doesn't matter who you are, rich, poor, famous, not famous, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You get exactly 24 hours each day.
The great equalizer.
Totally. Think about that for a second.
Mm.
The CEO, the student, the artist, the parent, same exact amount, 24 hours.
It's profound when you really stop to consider it.
And it's not like money, right? You can't earn more time, you can't borrow it, you definitely can't lose it and find it later.
Nope. Can't inherit an extra hour from yesterday.
Exactly. Once a moment's gone, it's gone for good. But the supply is always there. Every single day, boom, another 24 hours. Fresh start.
Always replenished.
So Bennett says the problem isn't a shortage of time, it's how we squander it. That's his word.
Squander. It's a strong word.
It is. He has this famous analogy, right, about careless spending leading to bankruptcy. And he applies that directly to, well, how careless living, just letting the hours slip by mindlessly, can basically bankrupt our lives of meaning.
And think how much more there is to squander time on now compared to his day.
Oh, absolutely. The landscape of squandering has exploded.
What's really interesting here is how he builds everything on that simple, undeniable fact. We all know we get 24 hours, but we just don't live like we know it, do we?
No, we complain about not having enough, but don't really track where it goes.
Right. His era had his own distractions, sure, maybe gossip, or just chilling at the pub for hours.
Unthinking recreation, as he might call it.
Exactly. But today, we've got this whole arsenal designed to grab our attention. Social media scrolling, binge watching shows the algorithm picks for us, endless notifications.
The constant pull, yeah.
So how does Bennett's warning about squandering hit even harder now when it's so easy to just passively give away our attention?
That really is the core of it, isn't it? We're sort of letting our attention be taken rather than deciding where to put it.
Mm-hmm. Passive surrender.
And building on that truth, that fixed 24 hours, Bennett immediately asks the big question. Okay, so how do we use that time? Especially since, for most people, work takes a huge chunk.
8-10 hours easily for many.
Right. But Bennett says, hold on, your life shouldn't just be about those work hours. That's not the whole picture.
It's a crucial distinction.
And he focuses right in on the hours outside of work, what we call free time.
The leftovers.
Yeah, exactly. He noticed that people often treat these hours like leftovers, not prime time, but just time to, kill.
Kill time. It's such a telling phrase.
Isn't it? Killing time with maybe mindless entertainment,
Yeah.
scrolling, just zoning out because you're tired. We power through work, then just drift through the evening.
Recovering, maybe?
Right. But here's where Bennett really lands a punch. He insists that true living happens not during the working hours, but in what we do before and after them.
Wow. That's bold?
It is. He says those are the hours for building a richer inner life, for growing as a person, for giving your life depth beyond just your job description.
So the 9 to 5 supports the real living that happens outside it.
That's the idea. Okay, let's pause on this. Are we genuinely living when we're not working? Or are we just existing, recovering, passively consuming stuff?
It's a confronting question.
Bennett's asking if our evenings, our weekends, are actually making us richer people, or just helping us recharge enough to face Monday again. It can feel a bit pointed.
Precisely. And he's tacking into something deep here, way before we talked about mindfulness or being present. He's basically saying your time isn't just seconds ticking by, it is your life. It's the actual substance of your existence.
Time is life itself. That's a powerful frame.
It forces you to totally reevaluate things, doesn't it? It's like a call for maybe temporal integrity, making sure how you spend your minutes actually matches what you say you value.
Instead of just reacting to whatever pops up.
Exactly. So it's not just about being more productive in the standard sense. It's a bigger shift in existential awareness, maybe. How we engage with our own being. Are we actively participating or just letting life happen to us?
That's a really key difference, not just filling hours, but infusing them with intention, with meaning.
Right.
And Bennett makes it clear, this kind of self-development, this infusion, it doesn't need some massive life overhaul. No grand, scary projects needed.
Thank goodness for that.
Right. He shows it starts small. Little, deliberate improvements woven into your everyday routine. It's about reclaiming the moments you already have.
The scraps of time.
Exactly. Those few minutes before work, maybe time on the bus or train, the quiet bits in the evening, not waiting for some perfect future moment to start. Start with the crumbs, he basically says.
And that's the beauty of it, the accessibility. He knew the biggest changes often come from tiny, consistent steps. He's not pushing for some kind of, monk-like existence.
And constant grind.
No. He's saying, look at those little pockets of time you usually ignore. They're fertile ground. Imagine turning your commute, even part of it, into learning time. Or just 15 minutes before bed for reflection instead of, scrolling.
Yeah.
These aren't huge sacrifices, but they're conscious choices. And they add up hugely over time. They shape your days, and ultimately, they shape you.
Okay, so this brings us to the really practical stuff Bennett suggests. This is where it gets super interesting because he gives actual, actionable steps, starting with the morning.
The morning. Prime time, according to Bennett.
He really emphasizes mornings as these, powerful moments. He says carve out even a little bit of time before work for yourself, for self-improvement. Use your brain when it's fresh and undistracted.
Before the chaos hits.
Totally. Which sounds almost radical now, doesn't it? When mornings are often just hitting snooze, rushing around, maybe checking work email before coffee.
Or doom scrolling the second you open your eyes.
Right. So why did Bennett see that early morning time as so special? And how could someone realistically reclaim even a little bit of it today? He suggests things like, a quiet half-hour reading or writing or just thinking before the world starts yelling for your attention.
That's a great point. The why is key. Bennett understood that the mind, first thing, before all the day's tasks and notifications pile up, it just has this unique clarity, this potential.
Less cluttered.
Exactly. It's like a window of pure focus before your mental energy gets drained. And he wasn't demanding hours. Maybe just start by, say, not taking your phone to bed so it's not the first thing you reach for. Or dedicating the very first 15 minutes after waking to one single thing that's not work or chores. Just to build that habit. It's about setting your own tone for the day, a little act of self-ownership before the world dictates it. It's amazing what even 30 undistracted minutes can do when your brain is actually awake.
Okay, and building on that, Bennett talks a lot about reflection, the power of contemplation.
Yes. Crucial.
And he's clear, it's not just idle daydreaming, it's deliberate thought. Thinking about your goals, your values, what happened yesterday, what you learned.
Exactly. It's like consciously processing your life instead of just letting it wash over you.
Which is hard when everything moves so fast.
It really is. But that habit, that deliberate reflection, it strengthens your mind, right? It sharpens your perspective. It stops you from just drifting along unconsciously reacting to everything, which is so easy to do today. It's like a mental practice. You distill lessons, you clarify what matters, you sort of audit your own thoughts. In a world yelling at us constantly, taking time for internal processing is, it's vital self-care. It's how we actually learn from stuff instead of just experiencing it.
That makes sense. And he also really pushes for intellectual growth in those free hours.
Feeding the mind.
Yeah. Reading, studying, looking at art, learning a new skill, whatever feeds your mind. He uses that brilliant analogy, doesn't he? The mind is like a garden.
Love that one.
If you just leave it, what happens? Weeds take over. Random thoughts, silly distractions, shallow entertainment, endless feeds, passive watching.
The mental weeds of today.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But if you cultivate it, Water it with knowledge, tend it with thought. It becomes this source of joy, creativity, resilience.
It's such a simple metaphor, but it puts the responsibility right back on you, the gardener. And again, he makes it achievable. He says even half an hour a day of purposeful reading, day after day, year after year, can literally transform your knowledge, your whole outlook.
Small inputs, big results over time.
Absolutely. And modern science backs this up now. Consistent learning, even small bits, it physically changes your brain, builds new pathways. It's a very doable way to grow. Small investments, huge long-term payoff.
That compounding effect is amazing. But let's be clear, Bennett isn't saying life should be all work and no play.
Not at all. That's really important.
He gets the value of rest, fun, just chilling out. His point isn't eliminate fun. It's don't let fun or passive rest consume all your non-work time.
Find a balance.
Yeah. And he warns against perfectionism, too. Don't try to suddenly become this super disciplined machine overnight. That leads to burnout.
Right. He champions modest, consistent effort. Steady progress wins the race, basically.
It's much more sustainable than those intense bursts followed by crashing.
That balance is key. So many self-help things push this extreme all-or-nothing view, and people just give up. Bennett's way is realistic. Humans need downtime, joy, connection.
We're not robots.
Exactly. The goal isn't to optimize every second, but to consciously choose to spend some of that free time on things that genuinely nourish you. It's about integrating growth, not making life miserable. That's why it feels like something you could actually stick with.
Which brings us back to that core complaint we started with. I don't have time. Bennett hits this head on.
Yeah, he calls people out on that a bit.
He does. He says people often exaggerate how little free time they have. He points to things like the commute, waiting around, those evenings spent just passively scrolling or channel surfing.
Found time.
He shows these aren't just dead moments, they're opportunities hiding in plain sight. He's basically saying, look closely. The time is probably there if you choose to see it and use it differently.
And this really pushes us to ask, are we being honest with ourselves? When we say, I don't have time to read or I don't have time to exercise, is it really no time? Or did we choose to spend that same time, say, scrolling through Instagram?
Ouch, but true.
Bennett suggests that shifting from saying, I don't have time to, I choose not to use my time this way, is incredibly empowering.
Yeah, it changes everything.
You go from feeling like a victim of your schedule to being the one in charge. From passive acceptance to active choice. That's huge.
It really is reclaiming your power. So what's the end game here? What's the goal of this intentional living Bennett talks about?
Well, his main point is that life isn't just about filling the hours. It's about aligning those hours with what actually matters to you.
Your values, your goals.
Right. By consciously shaping your days, you're not just organizing your time, you're actually shaping your character, your future. And it doesn't have to mean becoming president or writing a bestseller.
No grand public achievement needed.
No, it's about making steady progress, not perfection, in becoming maybe more thoughtful, more knowledgeable, more creative, more compassionate, whatever you aspire to be. It's about being awake and present in your own life story as it unfolds.
And habit plays a massive role in this, doesn't it?
Absolutely critical. Bennett knew humans are creatures of routine. If your habit is to waste time, well, wasting time becomes automatic, easy.
The default setting.
But the flip side is also true. If you deliberately build habits, reflection, learning, creating those positive actions start to feel automatic too. He saw this way before all the modern books on habit formation.
Start small, be consistent.
That's the secret. Over time, those good habits compound. They become part of who you are, gently steering you towards that more intentional life without constant, exhausting effort. You're using your own nature, not fighting it.
So putting this all together, it sounds like Bennett's philosophy is about taking control. Not to become some kind of productivity robot, but to actually thrive and find more joy and meaning day to day.
Exactly. And he talks about the joy that comes from this, the joy of self-mastery over your time.
What does that feel like?
It's this deep sense of inner control, of confidence, knowing you're investing your hours, your life substance wisely. Life just feels richer, fuller, more meaningful, less like you're being swept along.
So mastery isn't about rigid control, squeezing every second.
No, not micromanaging. It's more like harmony. Knowing you're steering your own ship consciously with intention instead of just drifting. It's that quiet satisfaction when your actions line up with your values.
Day by day, hour by hour.
Yeah. It actually frees up mental energy, less guilt, less regret about wasted time, more purpose, more calm. You become the architect of your days. And if you're the architect of your days, you're the architect of your life.
Wow. Okay, so let's wrap this up. Bennett's core message, still powerful today. Life is made of moments. Those moments are precious. Don't squander them.
Every day, 24 golden hours.
Exactly. A gift. Non-negotiable, always there. And how you choose to see them, how you choose to use them, that really shapes the quality of your entire life.
It's profound, really.
So let this deep dive maybe be more than just interesting. Maybe it's a wake-up call. Think about reclaiming your mornings, feeding your mind, reflecting on where you're heading. Approach your hours with intention. Remember, it's not about cramming more in.
No, definitely not.
It's about filling your day with what actually matters to you. So here's a final thought to chew on. What if the greatest luxury isn't wishing you had more time? What if it's the conscious choice you make about how to spend the time you already have, turning it from something that feels like a burden into this incredible, powerful gift?